Okay, we're officially starting our group chat now. Some of the topics we're going to talk about today are how to transition into full-time and quit your job so you can be a full-time phone flipper. Also, we're going to do appraisals. We're going to talk about, and Craigslist ads. We're going to talk about Craigslist ads, getting your ads to stick, and how to get back into it after being off for a little bit, and how to be amazing in appraisals. Okay, so let's start off with appraisals. Really quick, I'm going to see if I can quiz you guys. What are the rules for appraisals? How many comparables when we're looking for an item do we need to find to do an appraisal? Everybody type in the chat. You got 10 seconds. Type in the chat. How many comparables do we need to find when we're doing an appraisal? I want to see how fast everybody gets this. 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so that's very important. Make sure you follow those rules. Ibrahim says, what should the date range be around? Obviously, the newer that the item, the better the appraisal is going to come out to. If it's like 2 months old, then you're going to really start. It's going to start taking away from the value. Now, one thing we learn in appraisal school when you're learning to appraise houses is that you have to make what's called adjustments when doing appraisals. I'll teach you guys some advanced appraisal principles. Okay. So, for example, let's do a super easy one, okay? Everybody give me an appraisal on an iPhone 6S for Verizon, 16 gigabytes. iPhone 6S for Verizon, 16 gigabytes. Tell me what it's going to sell for and then how much you're going to buy it, all right? You should all be able to do this within less than 45 seconds. If you can't do this one in less than 45 seconds, then you should stop everything you're doing and train yourself on appraisals for the next 3 hours. If you want to make any money in this business, okay? You should be able to do this in 1 minute. Go. iPhone 6S for Verizon, 16 gigabyte. Should be able to do this in 45 seconds. Type it in the chat. What's it going to sell for? What are you going to buy it for? Go. 45 seconds is up, guys. What are you going to buy it for? I mean, what are you going to sell it for, and what are you going to buy it for? Type it in the chat. No, is anybody typing in the chat? Let's see. I've only got 3 answers so far. Not good, guys. Not good. You guys got to get faster with your appraisals. This is a very, very easy, basic appraisal. All right, it's going to sell from between 260 to 270. So if you said 260 to 270, you're on the mark. And if it's going to sell for 260 or 270, I buy it for between 130 to 140. 130 to 140. So if you said 260, 270 around there within $5, you did good. And if you said you'd buy it between 130 to 140, you did good. If you did higher than that, you're off, and you're going to lose sales. If you're lower than that, you're off, and you're going to lose sales. Okay, so about 260, 270, and buy it for 130, 140. Let's look at these answers. Oof. I got 24 people on the chat, and only 5 people answered within 1 minute. And some people are way off. So, guys, look, the number one thing you need to do in this business is learn appraisals, okay? So let's go over that really quick. I can't stress on appraisals enough. I know this is basic, but obviously there's a problem. I mean, look at this. Here's a 6S Plus. Like some of you guys are saying 350. Well, but look at this 6S Plus is selling for 300. How the hell do you expect a regular 6S to sell for 350 when a 6S Plus isn't even selling for 300. You know, like you got to look at this stuff. Let's look at this. Let's look at some more here. I mean, look. Oh, that's an iPhone 6. Oops. Don't look at that. Here's another 6S Plus. Look at this, $300. How can you expect a 6S to sell more than a 6S Plus? Okay. I mean, for you guys making those mistakes like that, I mean, do you care about money, or do you like, are you focused on your business? Because it takes like 1 minute to do this and to just look at the listing and go, okay, does it say 6 Plus? Does it say 6S? Is there a 6S Plus there? No. Okay. Anything wrong with it? Verizon smartphone. Okay, that matches the description. I'll click on it, make sure there's anything weird. Used, devices used. Okay, that's where I want it. Boom. They're sold for $289. There we go. I'm going to use that one. But that's kind of a high one. So let's find another one. Here's the 6S that's sold for $300. $6S Plus for $350. Here's a 6S for $250. See if there's anything wrong with that. $250. See, there's a trend in the price dropping right now. 6S Plus $300. I know it's not going to sell the same price as the 6S Plus. Here's one. Look at it, mint condition in the box, $239.50. So the trend is showing the price is decreasing. Now this one sold for $317. But it's like new condition, and things like perfect shape with the box and everything like that, the plastic and all that. That's different. I'm not going to use that. Here's one, $255, 6S. So I'm seeing the trend around $260. Here's another one, $260 right here, okay? Do you guys see how I arrived at this? The pressure was on, okay? The pressure's always on, guys. The pressure's on every time that phone rings. Just because it's me, like, you shouldn't rush. You should be able to do these checks very quickly. 6S, does it say anything? Do I see a 6 Plus? 6, oh, wait a minute, that says Plus, can't use it. Nope. Look, you're looking immediately for things like, is it cracked? Like, I saw this right away. I didn't even bother looking at this. Instantly, I see cracked, boom, I skim to the next one. Okay? I mean, I'm training 18-year-old kids to do this stuff in one day. You guys should be able to do this, and if you're not, you got to be practicing this. iPhone 6S, cracked, boom, I'm not looking at that one. Here's one, locked, not looking at it. Skip it. You know, you got to look for these keywords. You got to scan and go real fast and through the title and see it. Is this what I'm trying to appraise? See, it has a plus in it. We skip over that. Okay. All right. So, anyways, Yuki had a question. Let me answer his question. And then Nestor asked me to do one, so I'll do it. Yuki said, I had a customer who's selling a BlackBerry 32 gig AT&T appraised at 175, offered 90. He was asking 350, and he was complaining because it comes with a wireless charging pad and I didn't get the phone. So I don't pay anything for accessories. Like, you can explain to them, unfortunately, accessories don't have any resale value because they just don't, they depreciate very quickly, accessories. We don't buy accessories. So he could tell him he could try to sell the accessories on his own, and we'll buy for the phone, but nobody's going to give him any extra for the accessories. There's not a place out there that will. All right, so let's look at this one. Here's one, 159. Now let me see what Yuki said he appraised it at. Yuki said 175. I see 159.97. 159.97. 149.99. So you skip over this stuff. See, he's new. I'm going right over it. I see another one, 116.50. 115. There's something wrong with this one though. See, it says read. So you got to be careful with that. Yeah. This one's parts are not working, so we can't use that. 164. So this is going to sell for like 160 bucks. Around 160. I would offer 80. What did you offer on it? $90. Okay, so you actually offered higher than I would. I mean, he's out of his mind. $350. Good luck on that one. Tell them, hey, no problem. I totally understand. But, you know, if you change your mind, we pay the best price in the state. If you want to call me later on, be happy to purchase it from you. Because there's not a person in the world that's going to buy that thing for not even 300, not even 250, not even 200 from this guy. They're only selling for 160. So nobody's buying that thing for that. That guy's out of his mind. Nestor says it picks up a Galaxy S7 on the crack screen. When I got there, I saw I had a screen burn. Tried to offer a bit less. We got to beat him up, Nestor. So let's do some role playing. I'm going to show you how to beat someone up about the price. So you wouldn't budge, so you overpaid. Why would you buy it if it wasn't worth it? Just because you show up, it doesn't mean you're obligated to purchase. Tell him to go screw. If he doesn't want to do your deal, then hey, you know, there's no deal. That's it. I mean, don't literally say go screw. I don't mean that, but Nestor, can you chat? Are you able to unmute yourself? Nestor? Let's do a little role play. So I'm going to show you how to beat them up on the price when something like that happens. You can't? All right. It would benefit you greatly. Because honestly, I can't really help you. If you can't talk to me right now on this, there's not much I can do. It's just too much to answer like in a comment or something like that. You know, I need to hear to see what you're doing wrong. I need to hear you. But let's do an appraisal. Galaxy S7, crack screen for Sprint. Everybody do that one. You guys have a minute and a half to give me an appraisal. I want to know what it would sell for and what you buy it for, okay? Right here, Galaxy S7, crack screen, 32 gigabyte for Sprint. Go. Okay? And I'm going to tell you if I would hire you to work for me or if I would fire you. Because I only hire people that do the right thing to work for me. If they can't do an appraisal, I fire them the next day after training. So let's see if you would get fired or if you would get hired by me. Galaxy S7 crack screen for Sprint. You got 30 seconds left, guys. And type it in the chat when you're ready. What will it sell for and how much would you buy it for? Okay, let's see. Oh, Michelle. E. Steven's hired. I'm hiring him. Steve D, you're hired. Christy is hired. Randy is hired. Christy is close. Ryan, Michael is hired. Ryan's hired. Samuel, a little high there. A little high, but close. Christy is hired. Nicholas is a little off. He's too high. Rich is hired. Okay. Much better, guys. So it's going to sell for about $139.95. A lot of you guys said 140, so that's good. It'll sell between about 130 to 140. And I would pay 60 on it is what I would first offer. Then I would go up to 70. Some of you guys said 55, which I'd probably even offer close to that. So between 55 to 70 on that, because with cracked, especially Sprint, I'd go a little bit on the lower side. So you guys did a good job on that one. Okay. Was this beneficial, the appraisal practice? Did this help you guys at all? Okay. The better you guys get at appraising, I mean, that's the #1 skill. Appraisals and knowing how much to offer is the #1 thing that's going to make you money in this business, hands down. Okay. So let's get into the next thing. Pick a topic, everybody. We'll take a vote. If you want to talk about Craigslist ads, getting to stick, just type in Craigslist. If you want to talk about how to do this full time and quit your job, talk about say quit your job. Say Craigslist or quit your job for the next topic. All right, so everybody's saying quit your job. Boy, you guys hate your jobs out there. All right, so let's talk about how to quit your job now. Sam says I already quit. Uh-oh, you better start making some money fast. All right, let's talk for a little bit about that, and then I'll talk about the Craigslist, because honestly, I think you guys need more help with Craigslist than talking about quitting this job and going full-time, but let's talk about that first. So first, here's how you know in any business that you can quit your job and go full-time, all right? The thing is, if you can make on the side what you make at your job, it's time to quit. So for example, if you make $5,000 a week in your job, and on the side you're making $5,000 a week, you should quit. Because now you replaced your typical income, right? And you can now expand. When your job gets in the way of you making money, that's when you should definitely quit right there. And if you have some savings, like for example, if you got like $1,000 in the bank account and you're only making, let's say, a few $100s a week, you don't quit your job yet. You need your job. You need cash flow. Any business needs cash flow. So a job can actually be a very beneficial thing to have when you're starting a business because it gives you income. Because you also need to eat. You got to have food. You got to have gas for your car. You got to have rent. You need a little money for entertainment. And the job provides you that, but the business builds your bank account. That's how you save everything. So when I started this, I was only making $300 a week as a carpet cleaner, and I saved every dollar that I made flipping phones. I didn't spend any of it for the first 8 months, and I had $35,000 cash in 8 months from starting. Okay, because I was just, saving everything I had, and I kept the job. Then I quit. And then I went and then crushed it. But for the first little while, I saved everything I could and kept the job, and I just lived like I was off my regular job. But then I saved all the money from flipping phones. That's when you can quit. So if you're making, let's say, $8,000 a week at your job right now, then you're going to be making $8,000 a week on the side in order to quit that job, unless the quality of life is miserable at your job. If you hate your job and you literally want to shoot yourself every day because it sucks that bad, and I mean, like, really sucks. Like, you just hate the line of work you're in. It's not that you're just tired or bored or burnt out, but you literally hate it. You're being treated like a horrible person. You're being like miserable work environments. Your boss takes advantage of you. You work ridiculous hours. You have no free time. Your quality of life sucks. Then let's say if you're making $8,000 a week and you're on the side, you're making $5,000 a week, but you love what you do, then you can quit your job as long as your bills aren't too high. So if you're living a lifestyle that you need $7,000 a week to support, you can't quit your job. But if you're like me, I hit the reset button. I cut all my expenses. I went bankrupt, so I had no expenses. And then, so it was really easy. I didn't need a lot of money to live off. So it was very easy to start a business because if I made a lot of money, I could bank it all. I'd live with my mother. And then, she gave me free rent for like a year. After a while, I started paying like $700 a month for rent. But even that is pretty dirt cheap rent, right? So I saved a ton of money because I kept my overhead low. So if you want to do this full time, you got to have low overhead and you got to have an income coming in. Like, you've got to be making consistent money, and you've got to do it for at least 3 to 5 months. Like, if you have a good month and you're like, yeah, I hit 6,000 this month. Okay, we'll do it again next month and do it again next month. Then you can say you quit. But if you hit 6,000 this month and then next month you're at like 1,500, you're not a businessman yet. You need to learn how to be consistent. Then you can quit your job, okay? Because you're going to starve if you don't do that, or you're going to lose your house or whatever, okay? You got to learn how to be consistent. I hit 20,000 a month for 4 years straight. I was doing $10,000 to $20,000 a month before I quit my job for 8 months. Then I quit. Okay, because when you can do it for 8 months, it's consistent. You didn't get lucky. You're doing it regularly. Then you can stop. Does that answer the question? Does anybody have a question on that, or was that pretty thorough as far as when to quit your job? Steven says, I've been switching my mentality where I use side business to help me get out of debt, then transition to full-time once I've done that. Good. I'd like to average 6,000 to several months before I quit. That's smart. Eric says, makes sense. Michelle says, how to plan the transition. So, Michelle, let's chat. Mute yourself and we can talk for a second. Eric says, what kind of job will complement flipping phones? Christy says, yes. Michelle says, books and savings. Let's talk for a second. I'm going to teach you some advanced principles because you're one of the most advanced members of the course here.
Hi, Dave.
How's it going? Good to hear from you again.
Good. I'm excited to be discussing this topic.
Oh, good, good. You've been wanting to get out of your job for a while, huh? And get into business for yourself?
Well, I always wanted to go into business for myself, but I was always like, what to do, how to do it. And right now it's like, okay, I'm, getting consistent. If I'm doing this with the effort I'm putting in, if I even put more effort, I can smash it out of the park. So I think I'm ready to start entertaining this and make a good 6-month plan.
Okay, so I'm going to teach some advanced principles to you right now. And this is a little bit past the scope of the phone flipping course, but I'm going to drop some serious value because, guys, to be honest, this course is a little bit lower level than the stuff that I've learned. Like, I've spent over $80,000 with millionaires to learn the type of information I'm probably going to tell you right now. So this is probably, I have a 6-figure mastermind group that I teach this type of stuff to for like real higher level people and business mindset. But one thing you need in business is multiple streams of income to succeed. Okay, you can't rely on just one thing because certain things cap out after a while, right? So picture like let's say a lemon, right? You could squeeze so much juice out of a lemon, but no matter how hard you squeeze, you're only going to get so much out. You could squeeze harder and maybe even extract a couple little drops out of the lemon, but after a while, you squeeze, you can only get so much is going to come out of it, right? So same thing with flipping phones. You can do this and get to 7, 8, 9, 10,000 a month, and you could squeeze every single drop out of that. But once it runs dry, that's it. You can only squeeze so much. You can't do anything else. So what you do is you need another lemon if you want more lemon juice, right? Then so you do, let's say, iPhone repairs. And then the iPhone repairs now complements that. So you max out your absolute potential you can here, and then you open up another stream. And if you combine those, you do iPhone repairs with that, now you're going to maximize this next too. You're going to squeeze every drop out of this now. Okay, so are you doing iPhone repairs right now, Michelle?
Not like I'd like to. I've been practicing, but no, not
All
like
right. So that's that. You need the multiple streams of income because I'm going to be honest, flipping phones is not a full-time business by itself. It isn't strong enough, okay? It would be like McDonald's just selling cheeseburgers without French fries or anything else. McDonald's would not succeed. I'm just being honest here, okay? I got to be real with you guys. I know it's good money. It's definitely good money, especially for the hours you put in. You probably do great, right? But it isn't enough to justify quitting a job and then giving up because you can always get so much out of it, right? I couldn't support my stores without iPhone repairs. The iPhone repairs pay my employees, they pay all the bills for me, and then I make my money from the flipping phones. That's where I stick the money in my pocket, right? But I need to pay those bills. I need to pay the overhead, the cable, the electricity, the employees' salaries, right? And the iPhone repairs do that for me. So, like if right now, let's say you're making $1,000 a week profit flipping phones, well, if you do iPhone repairs and you make $300 or $400 a week profit, that may seem small to you, but it isn't because that $300 to $400 a week, that pays your rent for the month, it pays for all your gas, and it pays for all your food. Then all the phones you flip, that $1,000 a week all goes in your bank account. And you need cash flow to thrive as a business. If your business is not putting cash in savings every single month, then you're not going to make it. I mean, right now I'm currently saving between $15,000 to $20,000 a month in my bank account is what I save. So, I'm like dropping expenses like no tomorrow. I just tripled the amount of inventory of my screen parts. I just opened a whole nother store. And even after everything I paid off, I'm still banking $15,000, $20,000 a month in my pocket afterwards, after paying everything, okay? I wouldn't be expanding or doing this if I wasn't doing that. Like if I'm not paying myself first in banking, I would shut something down before I stopped doing that. I don't know what I would shut down, but I would stop the growth for a little bit or whatever. I have to pay myself and keep my bank account getting bigger every month. It's one of my biggest principles in business. So like if you can't quit your job and bank $3,000-4,000 a month, then you're not ready yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So you need those multiple streams of income so that way you can cover your expenses and then bank money. You might need more than 2, you might need 3 streams of income. For example, at my stores, we also sell the accessories and tempered glass. So you could do that. Maybe you need something else other than what I even teach. Maybe you could do phone flipping. Maybe you could do iPhone repairs and I don't know, something else. Maybe you could sell designer purses like I used to do, or flip books. A lot of people do books, you know. Do some wholesaling. So, I don't know, find some kind of other source of income that you can add, because with 3 streams, that's pretty solid. One of my millionaire mentors told me there's 3 rings to everything. We're going to get all super like guru here, but like, so you have, let's say, wait, how do you draw it? Oh, I don't know how to do this thing, but so bear with me. There's a little drawing thing. I just want to, there we go. Okay. Oh, who did that? All right. So you have 1 ring, 2 ring, 3 rings. 3 rings is the key to having a rock solid business. 1 ring is not enough, right? So for example, let's say this is flipping phones. This ring, we'll just call it flip. This is repair. And let's say you do something else. I don't know. Like this is your job right now, right? This is your job. And so that's your 3rd stream. So you have flipping, you have iPhone repairs in your job. Now, if you get fired at your job tomorrow, you still got 2 rings left. So that means you may lose a little bit of income, but you're still good because you've got flipping and you've got iPhone repair. Even if your iPhone repairs crash, boom, let's say that business goes to hell and Apple says you can't repair iPhones anymore. Bam, now the flipping is still there. So you're still making money, okay? This is how to really protect your assets and your finances. Steven says drop shipping. Yeah, if you guys want me to, you guys are all talking about drop shipping. If you want me to hook you up with my friend who does drop shipping, let me know, because I get an affiliate commission, so I wouldn't mind if you did go through me. I'd appreciate that since I'm teaching you guys this stuff right now. But I mean, all this stuff is things that you can from your friend. Yes, you did, Steven. Yeah, if anybody's going to buy from my friend, since I hooked you guys up, just do me a favor and buy through my affiliate link for me, or let me know so I get a commission on it. I appreciate it because I help him out as a favor. Anyways, okay, so if you only have 1 circle and this is all you got, like let's say this is just a job and that's your only income right now, you're in a situation, a crisis situation, when you ever have 1 circle, right? Because if you get fired at your job tomorrow, boom, there goes your income, shut off instantly. So now you have no backup. You have to scramble to find income immediately because you just lost the only ring you have. But when you have 3, even if 1 goes down, you've got 2 to back you up, okay? The rule of 3, that's the key. Nestor says, I got no circle. You're fucked. No, I'm just kidding. I'm only joking, Nestor. But look, you got to get yourself a circle quickly, okay? Nestor says, the only circle I got in my, that's not a circle, Nestor. That's all that is it's like a tourniquet trying to stop the bleeding. That's what you get. You need to create some circles of income immediately. Okay, so I'm going to show you like what I have for circles here. All right, so I have for buy, sell, fix, my stores. I have, oops, oh, I got the eraser still on. So here's my stores. I have flipping. I have repair. And then I have accessories. We'll put ACC, right? And not only that, for the flipping, I even have 3 circles. I have phones, then I have laptops, and I have tablets. I actually have 4 circles on that. And then we have cameras. So let's say even if phones just becomes no good, I'll just go over to laptops or cameras. And now, yes, I'll lose a decent amount with the phones, but I still got some income. My repairs. Now, here's where it's weak with the repairs. I've only got 1 circle. We only do iPhones. So I probably should do a little more than just iPhone repairs, but it doesn't matter because that's only 1 circle in my store. I can live without the repairs to do flipping if I have to and figure something else in the meantime. But then I also, this is 1 circle of my own income. Then I have my courses, right? And then I have my phone flipping course. Then I have my iPhone repair course. And then I have my 6-figure mastermind course. Now I added a 4th circle, my new eBay starter course. So I have 4 circles of income on just this circle, and 3 circles here on this circle. And then I have a whole nother circle here, which is my wholesaling business now. I have iPhone wholesale parts. And I have different ways of getting leads. Now that's private information, so I'm not going to discuss that. But look, there's 3 circles of income, 3 businesses I have. So even let's say my stores get shut down tomorrow, I can still sell courses and survive and pay all my bills. If my courses get shut down tomorrow, I still got my stores. If both of those get shut down, I can still sell iPhone screens to people. So my income is protected so many ways. It's kind of like Troy was back in the day where they said that nobody could ever invade the Trojan castle. You know what? They had to break in with a Trojan horse, and that's how they did it. But like this is so secure, it would take massive amounts of bad events for me to be broke again. Okay? This is high-level stuff I'm teaching you guys, okay? I paid thousands of dollars for this type of information and knowledge, but I'll share it with you to help you guys out. You're part of my course. This is stuff that I teach like in my 6-figure mastermind group, things of this nature, of how to, you know, really scale your income and grow and stuff. Was this helpful? Yes. Randy says, love it. I got 2 circles, need to work on my 3rd. Michael says, knowledge. Okay? These are things that my millionaire mentors taught me. All right. So Carl says, hi, Dave. Could you talk about how to advertise a smartphone reselling business? How many Craigslist ads should you have? How many ads on Facebook? Okay, we'll get into the Craigslist stuff in a second. All right, cool. All right, so sounds, Michelle, did that answer your question, by the way? Do you feel a little more confident now with that answer?
Yeah, that's a good answer. The only thing I was thinking, should I be like documenting daily things I should be doing, like get a planner and every day, you know, do this, do that, or just kind of keep me on track and on pace?
Wait a minute, say that again. A planner? Oh.
Yeah, like a planner, like is there like a daily task, or like should I look for some mastermind group or just something to keep me focused on track so I'm moving in an upward trend?
But, let me grab my phone. I'll show you something cool that I use. I personally use this app called Remember the Milk.
Okay.
Look at this. Here's my task list.
Okay.
Okay, like these. I hope I don't have anything private on here, but this is all stuff that I need to do, and then I check it off as I do it, right? And
okay.
I don't put stupid shit on here like go get groceries, clean house. This is only things that are going to improve my life. Like it says, train myself to make decisions slower, record new course videos. I need to put a new sign on one of my stores. I was going to do giveaways, so I need to order stuff to do giveaways. I need to hire a new web developer, like someone to do small stuff. I write a new list of skills I need to learn, find a high-level mastermind group. Like I'm looking to join a mastermind right now with guys that are doing 8 or 9 figures a year, you know, like that are doing 100 million a year. So I'm trying to find guys like that. It's really tough. I need to get sales tax permit, order Wi-Fi for my new store. I ordered a display case for one of my stores, so I can check that off. So it's only things that are going to like help me grow. So I use this. Before that though, I use these things. I just recently started that. These are my books that I grew all my businesses with right here.
Okay.
And inside these books are plans. They're plans, goals, and things like that. Like, again, this is all stuff. This is not for this course. Like, this is way beyond the scope. Like, people on this are probably waiting for me to just talk about, you know, like phone flipping. But like, if you want more of this information, join my mastermind, the 6-figure mastermind group that I have. If you want a good mastermind, because I've helped a lot of people that have like really done big stuff. You know, like if you're ready for that level, you want the mindset. That's the stuff that I teach there. So if you like that stuff, you can message me later if you're interested in that or anything. But that's there's certain ways like to set like I set daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, then 5-year, 10-year life goals and break it down. I show how to do action plans for their goals. Like successful people that do 6 figures a year, they're so specific with their life that they plan down to like the day and sometimes even the minute. 7 or 8-figure people plan down to the minute usually. 6-figure, 7-figure people plan down to the day. So you have to play. So most people don't have shit written down. They don't even have their goals written down, which is like, I can bet right now 80% of you guys don't even have your goals written down on paper, right? So that's why you make less than 50 grand a year. If you're making less than 100 grand a year, I know you don't have any goals written down. You probably don't have a list of goals. And if you do, they're probably half-assed or they're in your head. They're not written down, right? I can tell pretty much how much someone makes by the amount that they plan and write their day down. So how much of your day are you planning down right now?
Probably not as much as I'd like. Maybe 30%, 25.
Do you have goals?
I'm used to writing down things I need to do with, so I'm good with that. I need to get back into the swing of things. Goals, big goals, no. That's what I'm working on now.
Okay. Most people I talk to don't have goals unless they're making over 6 figures a year. They don't usually, and that's a big mistake. So if you guys are on this right now and you want to start doing big things, you need to have a written plan down. I spent 10 hours on a plane to Canada writing my plan out for this entire year on how to be a millionaire. And my income went from $30,000 a month. This month I'm hitting close to $65,000 for the month. So I almost doubled my income at that high of a rate in 4 months. Because when you plan things out and you get specific, you learn how to figure it out. So my goal next month, I just wrote my goals driving back from Washington, D.C. My goal is to get to 85,000 next month. And, you know, right now I'm hitting 65,000. So I had to plan out how do I increase my income by 20,000 a month by next month, which is not an easy feat. So I had to think. It took me hours, you know, of just thinking, driving in the car for 6 hours, just thinking on how I can increase my income to 20,000 a month. Most people don't spend 10 minutes thinking. I'll spend all day doing it. I'll spend most of my day thinking and an hour working. Yeah. But that's, again, a little bit higher level. Does that make sense? I don't know. Some of this stuff is not the answer people want to hear because they're like, well, Dave, that's weird. I just think I don't do anything. But you might not be ready for this type of information. It might be too high level. I'm not sure. But
no, I mean, no, it's true what you're saying. It makes me think because I have, you know, goals and things in my head and plans, and I'm just trying to figure out how to implement them. And like, you know, it starts by writing it down and documenting. I never thought about doing, you know, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly goals. I would never thought to a year, maybe monthly, 6 months, but not to a year. So it gets me going.
Eric says, don't baby us. What do you mean?
He's not babying us.
All right, let's get into the Craigslist stuff now. Eric says I'm ready for advanced stuff. All right, well, this is not an advanced course though. This is a course on eBay though. So again, if you guys want, message me later if you want to talk about joining my 6-figure mastermind, and I'll teach you like stuff that would blow your mind if you're interested. So but I can't spend. It's not fair to the people that really, you know, just want to learn about flipping phones and talk about all that mindset stuff because they're not ready for that on this group chat. So let's talk about Craigslist now and get into that. All right. So Craig, who needed help with Craigslist ads? It was Tim, Carl, Nestor. You needed Nestor. Let me help you out. I promised you I would do that. And then Tim, I'll get you next on right after Nestor. Is that cool? So Nestor, can you share your screen for me? You don't have ads up. Nestor, you're killing me. You need to set a goal. Talk about goals. You need to set up goals to get ads set up. It's about dealing with screw the competitor. Who gives a shit about the competitor? You need ads. Just put ads up. The only person you need to worry about is you. If they keep flagging you, I mean, I've never had one person join this course and their ads get flagged that they couldn't have 5 to 10 ads up, ever. Something's got to be wrong. There's no way that every ad you put up is getting flagged by a competitor. How many people in here have ever had that happen where every one of their ads get flagged? Has anybody in here ever dealt with that? So Nestor, you're doing something wrong. Or you're not trying hard enough. Something that's very odd. You should watch the Craigslist videos 4 or 5 times a piece. I really wish you could just talk on this chat because I could be able to help you out a lot. But you try starting another account. Just forget about that account. Start a new account. Post in different sections. Post one in the wanted. Post in the financial services. Post in the local news section. I mean, where are you trying to post your ads right now? Maybe I'll ask you that. Where are you trying to post your ads? No, not the city. The section in Craigslist. Hi, MacBook Air says hi. I'm not sure who that is, but how's it going? Nestor says wanted by owner. Okay, I mean that's good. Don't post in the wanted by dealer. Post wanted by owner. But also post in financial services and local community news as well, Nestor. Those 3 sections that you want to post in all 3, and scrap that account, start a whole new account, and then post. You're not getting all your ads flagged by the competitor. Nobody has the time in their hands to be doing that, and it's impossible to flag someone else's ad. You can't just take down an ad by yourself. It needs multiple hits. So that means 3 or 4 people got to flag your ad for it to actually come down. So, I mean, don't waste your time flagging other people's ads. It's probably not even him that's doing it. You can't just flag someone's ad anyways and take it down. Other people have to flag the ad. So don't waste your time with that. All that time you're spending flagging his ads, you could be writing new ads yourself and posting them up. So don't waste your time with piddly stuff like that. Just create another account and start posting more ads. I mean, you could have bad titles or something like that. You could be doing something that's maybe you're posting pictures that you ripped off Google and Craigslist is flagging because of that. I don't know if you know that, but if you rip off pictures off of Google, it doubles the chances of your ad getting flagged. So, I mean, that could be a problem. Carl says, Dave, I have a screen full of ads which I can use on Craigslist, Facebook. Can you scan it? Yeah, you can show them in 1 minute, Carl. I just got to help Tim, and then I'll get to you, Carl. We'll talk about that. Oh, hey, Wally. Okay, so Nestor, can you promise me you're going to have 10 ads up in the next 4 days, no matter what? I don't care if you got to take pictures of whatever ads you're putting up and post them in the Facebook group so that everybody can tell you why they're getting flagged. But you make me a promise that you're going to get at least 10 ads up by next Wednesday. Posting new IPS. Well, what do you have? Can I see the ads? Can I see your account and show me the ads you got flagged? You should at least have a record of the ads got flagged so I can see what you're doing. Can you share your screen so I can see that? Get that ready, okay? Get that all ready. Get all your ads, and let me help out Tim, and then I'll help you out, okay? Tim, you want to go on really quick, and then I'll help you out? Christy says, I'm ready. Well, Christy, I got Tim and Carl in line right now, and then I can help you next on that, if that's okay. Is Tim still there? Tim, are you still there? I think you might have lost him. I guess he's not. So, Carl, we can do yours, and then Christy. So, Carl, go ahead and you can share your screen. Okay, Carl, can you talk? Do you have a microphone or no? So these are all your ads on a Word document. This is tough. I don't really like this setup, I'll be honest, because I can't see like what section you posted them in. I can't see the actual account. And that makes a big difference. The ads look good. The ad looks pretty solid. Are you having problems? Are you not getting a lot of calls, Carl, with some of the issues that you're having with these? Because the ads don't look too bad, just from a glance. You got decent headlines. You know what? I don't see you buying any MacBooks, though. All I see is smartphones. I don't see any smartwatches. I don't see any iPads. I don't see any cameras. I don't see any laptops, iPods, nothing. I always see is phones. So you definitely, you're missing 50% of business by not having that. But your ads look decent. The ads themselves look pretty good. They're nice and simple, good titles, decent body. I don't know where you're posting. Carl, are you able to respond back or anything? Because I'm talking. I'm not sure if you can hear me, or can you type in the chat or something just so I know like you're hearing what I'm saying? Oh, okay. All right. So did you hear everything I said, Carl? Okay, good. All right. So any reason you're not buying iPads, iPods, or anything like that? He says, I know I should. I just have to learn about them. No, you don't. You just need to post ads up. You learn about them when you buy them. I don't know shit about half the stuff I buy. Everybody always says they need to learn first. That's not true. You don't learn. You buy and then you learn. You learn as you're buying. You don't need to learn and then buy. So there's too many things to do that with. I mean, there's hundreds of different electronics. You just gotta start buying them. And if you make a mistake once in a while, well, what's gonna happen? So what? But that's how you grow. You don't grow until you do it. You're gonna lose a lot more income by not doing this stuff than you are by doing it. Okay, Carl. So let me help out Nestor now. He's got his ads. So let me check his out. But your ads look good. Are you not getting calls or anything? I mean, I think you definitely increase your calls by, buying a variety of items. That's going to help you a lot. You're missing a lot of business by not having that. Let me get to Nestor now. So if you could stop sharing your screen for me, and I'll see if Nestor can share his screen so we can check. I'm curious to see Nestor's ads. Okay. What happened, Nestor? Yeah, can you keep it on there? Can you keep it on? Can anybody help Nestor and tell him why his ads are probably being flagged? I want to see if you guys know this. Michelle says redundant wording. Trace says we. Christy says we. Trace, Michelle says it looks like spam. Randy says we buy, we buy, we buy. I mean, that's just says I try without spamming, not specific. I mean, first of all, you got we will buy. Who is we? Are you working with a team? Do you have a business partner? Are you a store? Nestor? Also, you have $1,000 here. Are you going to pay someone $1,000 for a phone ever? You also have ID will be needed. That just sounds kind of abrupt. You know, I would say photo ID required or something like that, or would like to see photo ID, please. Something polite and nice. Well, you posted it so many ways. Show me another one. Show me something else, because this one is, no offense, but it's absolutely terrible. I mean, like, this ad is going to get flagged no matter who you are. People are going to just look at this and be like, this is not professional at all. They're going to flag it. It's not your competitors. It's other people are flagging it, because you're one guy cannot take you down. You have to be flagged multiple times in order to be removed. This is getting removed by the public. People are seeing this and removing your ads, not your competitors. I can guarantee that. I mean, this ad is terrible. And no hard feelings. You just feel it's important for you to know that. Let's see one more ad. And then I'm going to help out Christy. Yeah, I would get rid of all this. I would just put, I buy smartphones. And then put, we buy same day. I can come to you, call, and that's it. Keep it nice and simple. Let's see. While Nestor finds another ad, Christy, can you show me your ads?
Mine weren't ads. They were, I wanted you to see if you could do the mock iPhone sale, or, you know.
Oh, yes, you wanted to do, okay. Yep, let's do that. All right, so, but you want to take it right from the first phone call and then right up to like when we meet up and you give me the phone kind of?
Yes, sir. Exactly what you do when you know, are with a customer.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. All right.
Face to face, like face to face. You know what I mean? Like
after I take the phone call?
Yes. Well, I mean, exactly.
Let's start off at the phone call. Let's do the whole process. Let's start off with a phone call, and then we set up a time to meet up, and then we meet up and then do that. How's that? Take you through the whole thing from beginning to end.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to answer the phone. All right, ready? Here we go. Ring, ring.
No, not this. You know, like, like, I want you to mock what you do. Like, mock a sale. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm probably not very clear. Like,
no, I don't know.
Like, say, okay, I'm calling you, and I have an iPhone 6s Plus for sale, and it's in great condition.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do? You say, hold on just a second, and you do that IMEI number.
No. Did you watch all the course videos, Christy?
Yes, but I'm still not grasping it. Sorry.
All right. So you call me. You're the customer. You're going to call me. Right? You have ads up on Craigslist right now or no?
No, sir, I do not.
Why not?
I've only bought I don't feel like I've learned enough. I've just been buying phones from a friend. Sir?
Did you watch all the videos?
Yes, sir.
Have you watched any of my webinars yet?
Yes, I watched the one last week.
So
when you were live.
We put an ad on Craigslist.
Right. Yes, I know all that.
And then people call us. And then
right.
buy a phone, right? You know that, right? So
right.
Why haven't you put the ad on Craigslist?
Because I'm not sure I'm not sure the next steps to take. Like say I put an ad on Craigslist and I get a call about an iPhone 6 Plus, AT&T, 32 gigabytes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to eBay and look up my result, 3 comparables, and then I'll give them an offer, or I'll tell them what I will pay for it. At that time, what else do I need to ask them for? The IMEI number? And look it up, right, to make sure it's clear.
After you do the phone call, then after you do the deal, then you ask for the IMEI, and you can check to find my iPhone. But guys, let me stop. I'm going to give you guys some more mindset stuff since you're on here, Christy. Okay. You don't try to learn things ahead of time without learning to do them. For example, like if you're going to practice basketball, you don't try to think in your head how to throw the ball and get it in the hoop before you throw it. You just throw the ball. And then if you miss, you go, oh shit, what did I do wrong? Okay, let me throw it again. And you throw it again. And then you screw it up, and then you throw it again. And then you screw it up, and you go, oh shit, I got a basket. Right? And then you go, okay, what did I do there?
I get what you're
basket. So hold on, this is important, okay? So then you say, oh, I got a basket. What did I do there? Okay, so the moral of the story, right, Christy, is I want you to just put ads on Craigslist, because then you get a phone call, you screw it up, who gives a shit? You screw it up. It's terrible. You don't know what you're doing, but then see, it gets you further. Does that make sense? Like now you actually talk to a customer and you said, oh, I got a phone call and this happened. I can sit here and go through all these scenarios all day with you. But until you start getting a call, this is not going to help you at all. Just being honest.
Right. I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared of failing or anything. I just wanted to know what exactly you do when you take a phone call to make sure it's unlocked and all that. So you ask for the IMEI number, right? And then you go type it in the computer at SWAPA to see if it's clear or whatever, and not blacklisted.
What is the biggest thing that you don't think you know? Because I mean, like the videos are pretty clear and simple that I have that show you. I mean, there's a video that shows exactly what to do on a phone call, and it literally has me walk through every step in the course. So like,
right.
I don't know. Maybe just watch that video again, or like, is there something that you're nervous about, or what is that thing that you're hesitant on? There's something you're hesitant on because you would have already done it. If not. What are you kind of nervous?
That's okay. I'll just go back and do the video again. It's all right.
I mean, is there something that you're nervous about, like, or or are you just not sure what to do? I'm just confused.
I understand about iCloud lock and then lock to the service or whatever.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just didn't want to, pay for pay a large amount for a phone and then I screw it up. I don't know. I'll go back and read your videos. Sorry.
That's all right.
I'll go back and listen to them again.
You're gonna, unless you're like destitute and you have no money, don't be afraid to make a couple little mistakes. Just make sure the first phone you buy, try to buy one under $100, so that if you screw it up, you only lose a few dollars, maybe 10, 20 bucks or something like that, right? But the thing is, you got to take yourself to that process, even if you don't make a lot of money on your first phone, because that way at least you got that phone. Like, yeah, I did it. I went through, and if you screw up, you learn lessons from that, right? And my videos are there to help you not screw up, but there's no way at all you're going to watch all those videos and everything's going to be perfect. How many people here have been burned so far? Say yes if you guys have made a mistake. Who's made mistakes so far? Barry says yes. Trey says yes. Steven's laughing. Carl says yes. I mean, look at how many people are saying yes in the chat, right? So Christy, the thing is, you just got to take action, okay? I want you to put up 10 or 15 ads on Craigslist, and don't overthink this thing. Just do it, okay? And if you screw up, it's okay. If you don't know what to do on the phone, there's nothing wrong with that. Just, you need to screw up. Get it out of the way. Even if someone calls up and you're like, hi, yeah, so what do you have for a phone? And if you sound like a total moron, I'm not saying you're a moron, but I'm saying even if you do sound like a moron, who cares, right? Who cares? It doesn't matter. The good thing is you're making progress. That's the most important thing. And you will figure it out. But you won't figure it out if you don't take any action. If you just sit there and you're wondering and you're trying to gather all this data before you take action because you're afraid something's going to go wrong, then you're never going to succeed ever in this. Right?
Okay.
I'm telling you right now,
Yep.
things will go wrong. You're going to get burned. Bad shit's going to happen. People are going to get mad at you. They're going to swear at you. You're going to look stupid. You're going to not know what you're doing. You're going to be nervous. All that shit's going to happen. Right? So now that we have that out of the way, now you just got to do it. Right? Does that make sense? I hope I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just telling you reality. That's what it's like running a business.
Right. I understand.
Yeah. So just take that action and just get it going. So can you promise me that you will do at least 10 ads this week on Craigslist and get those calls?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep, I will.
Even if you don't buy a phone yet, just take the calls to get some practice. Take the calls so you know what it feels like when someone's like, hi, I saw your Craigslist ad, just so you know it's real. And then even if you're I can't buy your phone, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and hang up on them. I don't even care if you have to do that. Okay? It's okay. You're not going to get sued. You're not going to get arrested. Nothing bad's going to happen to you for that. Everybody understands you're going to make mistakes. Okay? Lily's laughing, and so is Sam. And guys, this is real stuff. I don't care where you are at any point of your life on anything. You've got to just go through the failures. You cannot be afraid to fail on anything. And even if you're way behind everybody else, don't compare yourself to someone who's doing $10,000 a month. Compare yourself to the you were yesterday. And if today you're a little better than the you were yesterday, you are doing amazing. Because most people, 90% of people, are not better than the you they were yesterday. They're the same damn you that they've always been because they're not trying because they're too afraid. Okay? So as long as you're doing something a little bit better every day to make sure you are a better you than you were yesterday, you're kicking ass. Does that make sense?
All right. Yes, sir.
You guys like this mindset stuff, so I figured I'll throw you a little more at you. Did that help you, Christy, at all? I know it's probably not the answer
yes, sir.
Here, but okay. By the way, if you guys like the mindset stuff, you got to come to a boot camp and hang out with me for a whole day. Believe me, it'll blow your mind. Ask Yuki and Michael what they were like after the boot camp in Allen. Speaking of boot camp, actually, does anybody want to do another boot camp? Michael says this is green. Everybody's probably wondering what this green thing is. Does anybody want to do a boot camp? I wasn't going to do another one for a while, but I mean, if I get at least like 5 people or something, I'll do another one next month. But if I don't get enough people, I'll probably hold off because it's a lot of work for me. But is anybody interested in here and coming to train with me in person for a whole day at my store and then going out to dinner at Dave & Buster's after? Barry is. Okay. That's one. Sam says yes. By the way, if you've been to a boot camp, you get 50% off any other boot camps in the future. It's $4.97 for the day. You get 7 hours of training in person with me at the store, and then we go out to dinner and hang out all night. So, and the dinner's on me. It's included. Steven says, I would be. I need to. Well, so what's up? You going to come or? Ryan says, interested, need to sell more phones first. All right. Well, I need like a yes or I can't count it. So I got 2 definite yeses. I can't count I shoulda, woulda, coulda, might. Those aren't going to count. I mean, it's cool. I appreciate you guys are interested, but I need like a definites. 2 definites is not enough for me to do another boot camp. So we'll talk about it more in the future. If you guys do change your mind and you want to come and change your life, you know, it's $4.97 for the whole day. I'm pretty sure any person who's coming to boot camp has made more than that from what they've learned. So Eric says, should we buy into this stuff even if it hurts or should we save first? I mean, I don't want you to be broke and not have money to buy phones. That's obviously not very good. So, you know, don't let me pressure you into buying. You know, have a little bit of money. But if you got an extra $1,000, like, you know, if you got $1,000 saved up and you can afford the $4.97, you've got money to buy phones after when you get back, then yeah, then do it. We'll get you going. If you want to ask Michael, Yuki, or Alan, or Michelle what they thought about the boot camp. They all came and see what you guys think. So Lily says it was fantastic. Steven says it would be a yes if I had $1,000 to spare planning in the next 3 months. Yuki says, I recommend staying with Airbnb if you want to save money in hotels. I mean, you can stay at a hotel really cheap. Yuki says $28. Wow. All right. So he's right. pretty good. Lily says, I would love to go again. Well, if you want to come down, you get 50% off, Lily. So if you want to count as one, that'll be 3. Then we only need 2 more people, which I could probably find in my group, my free group. I could probably get a couple people to come from that or something. So I'll do a post in the group because now we're on the group chat. We only get 20 people, but if I do a post, I'll see how many people want to do a boot camp. And I'll remember Sam said yes, and Sam wanted to come, and who else? Barry, Sam and Barry. Be probably sometime in June for you guys. Eric says, I think I'm motivated until Dave talks. Why what do you mean? Oh, what do you mean? You mean you are motivated and then you hear me talk and you get more motivated, or I demotivate you?
No, I'm just saying that I don't know. I think I know, like, I feel like I'm starting to like write goals and stuff and read a lot more, but then I hear you talking. It's like, oh, I need to step up my game, you know?
Yeah. Imagine what a whole day would do with me. Absolutely. So I do. I kick people's ass. It's one of my favorite things to do is motivate people.
Yeah. And I have a few questions if you don't mind me asking.
Sure.
Okay. So when I pick up the phone, I go, hi, this is Eric speaking. How can I help you? Or you think that's okay? Or should I say, hi, this is Eric. I buy phones. How can I help you?
See, all right, I'll get into the mindset stuff again. This is one of the things in a new sales course that I'm coming out with, right? I remember I talked to you on the phone the other day about social skills, right? 10% of sales is the actual words, okay? 60% is your body language, and 30% is the tone, okay? So 10% is your actual words, 60% is body language, 30% is your tone. So I could say, thank you for calling Buy, Sell, Fix. 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 You see, I said the same words throughout that whole thing, right? But every one of them carried a different meaning. Thank you for calling Buy, Sell, Fix. Okay? Your tone is more important than the words that you speak. Even just one simple word, hello. Watch this. Hello. 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 There's so many different meanings in that one word with all those different tones I use. Does that make sense, Eric? So it isn't really the words that you speak, it's the tone that you speak them. So what do you think would be a positive, friendly tone to speak when you answer the phone?
I feel more comfortable just saying my name and how can I help you, but I was just curious if you thought that people would be like, well, I called this Craigslist guy, but I don't know if he buys phones, so I feel uncomfortable. I don't want to think like I'm talking to the wrong guy, you know. But if I just said, well, I buy phones or whatever, then they'll think, oh, this is the guy.
You know, when people call, the only thing they know is they're talking to a pretty damn cool guy when they call me. That's it. People only remember, they don't even remember what you say. People only remember how you make them feel when you spoke to them. So when I get off the phone with people, I know they're like, damn, I felt pretty good after that, right? Like, you guys probably don't remember half the shit I say in this group chat. All you know is if you're juiced up and you're fired up right now because I got you motivated, you feel good. You're like, oh, yeah, Dave's got me fired up right now, right? Probably don't remember half the shit I said. But you're fired up. Okay, so it's when my thing is when I get them on the phone, I'm going to make that person feel good. Hello, thank you for calling Buy, Sell, Fix. Hi, how are you? Oh, fantastic. You have an iPhone? Okay, excellent. Let me take a look and see what you have here. Okay, so my tone, my enthusiasm, that is going to make the bigger difference, not the exact words right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
And I have a few other quick questions.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so you're talking about the multiple rings of income and relating back to the phones. Let's say I wanted to do the phone repair. Should I like really master and internalize the skills for flipping phones before I even dabble in something else? Because a part of me thinks like, well, if I try 2 things at the same time, it would be diverting my focus
remember, I said
rather than building like a snowball.
Right? So if you're only squeezing the lemon a tiny bit and some juice comes out, but you still got a nice juicy lemon left, you squeeze the rest of the juice. You don't just like give it a little squeeze. So you squeeze everything you can out first, then you get another lemon, right? Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
kind of a weird analogy. Sorry, I couldn't think of anything better to kind of use other than the lemon. But you got to get whatever you can. So yes, go all in on the flipping phones until you get to 4, 5, 6, 7,000 a month. Whatever you're like capping out at, that you've tried everything possible and you can't get any more, then you could do that. I don't know. Is Nestor still here? I was wondering if he was going to show us that other Craigslist ad. I wasn't sure what happened. Okay. Lily had a question. She said, "Can I ask a stupid question?" It tells us a stupid question. Lily, what did you have to say?
Hi, David. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm in sort of in the quiet zone, but yes, I'm still buying phones and so forth. But I like to stay and watch and hear. But I have a technical question, real quick. I'm putting ads on some Facebook groups and so forth. But that little icon for the marketplace, if I wanted to add anything in there, also. I can't get it on my phone. I mean, I have tried everything. I looked it up in YouTube and all that as to what to do, and I took the whole app off. I put the app back on, and the Facebook app, I deleted it. I put it back. I updated it. I can't get the damn thing on. I don't know what else I could do. And I have an iPhone. That's what I work with. Any ideas?
I'm kind of confused. You're saying you're trying to use the Facebook Marketplace and it's not working?
I mean, I have to go through a lot of hoops to find it because
Don't use it. I don't use that. I don't use Facebook Marketplace. It's a pain in the butt.
Okay.
You know what? The ads get flagged in 5 minutes anyways. They're on the Marketplace.
Okay, cool. So just stick to the groups
The
and
Facebook groups are very good, though. Facebook groups are really good. We posted like 3 to 5 Facebook groups a day. The Marketplace, I mean, you can get an ad to stick for 5 minutes before the Marketplace usually flags it, and then you get a bunch of random messages from people, and it's a kind of a pain in the butt.
yeah. And I just want to say to the lady that was talking before, when I first started, I don't know if you remember, I was a hot mess. I didn't know what the hell I was doing anyways. And I just bought cheapy phones here and there just to get used to buying the phones. I have learned a lot more from the phones because you tell me, Lily, you need to learn more about phones. And I did. I mean, I'm doing a lot more than I used to, but it's a matter of just jumping in. I mean, yeah, I was scared at the beginning, but what the hell? I can talk to anybody. I mean, I might not know what the hell I'm doing, but I don't care.
Yeah,
You know?
and you work a full-time job too, right?
Yeah, I run a storage facility of 650 units, and I'm extremely busy, but I still do it on my part-time and just go and see people in the evenings, or just, take lunch break and leave my assistant here and go and grab a phone. But I'm having a lot of fun doing it.
You were not tech savvy at all when you first started this, right? You didn't know anything about phones much, right?
No, I didn't know much. I mean, I use an iPhone, but I wasn't really that savvy about all kinds of different. I have talked about some phones that I have never heard in my life, but I just jump on it, and if they think I'm crazy, fuck it. I just learning, getting used to talking to people. That's what it's all about.
Awesome. Thanks, Lily. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, wow, this group chat went a lot longer than I expected. I think we're going to have to wrap it up. Nestor, if you want to show me your ad really quick, we could do that, and then I wrap it up. Really quick, I just want to ask, what do you guys think of the group chat so far today? Maybe I'll do more mindset stuff for you guys, and if you want to talk to me about my 6-figure mindset, you can do that. But I'm just curious if you guys like that, or if you don't like me going off topic too much at all. You know what? Stick just strictly to phone flipping, and that's it. Mindset stuff is okay. Good. You guys like that stuff. All right. Nestor, okay, so this is your ad right here. Are you creating this ad as we speak, or is this an actual ad? Okay. This went up and came down. Well, I'm looking to buy your smartphone in cash. Stop putting these high prices there. Just put like $100 or something. Because that's like, people are going to think you're a jerk because you put $600 for a price and they call and you offer them $50. You know, so you got to get rid of that. Get rid of the $600, and then they're going to flag your ad because you made them mad. Also, you have smartwatch twice. Get rid of all those keywords. Okay, just put, I pay you cash for your used phone. Just type that. I can pay you cash for your used phone. Call me. Don't put text. Just put call me. And then put I can pick up. Just do something very simple like that. Okay, Nestor? Nestor, if I were you too, you need to really watch those videos, the Craigslist posting videos I have. And like, if you have to, I tell people not to copy my ads, but look, in your case, you've had some pretty rough ads, and in the past, I don't know what's going on, but like your ads are really rough. So if you have to just copy one of mine and put your phone number for now, so you get a little bit of results. Okay. And then tweak it a little bit. But these ads, I mean, you gotta watch those videos again so you know how to write an ad. These are not good ads, and you're gonna get slammed. You're gonna get flagged, and you're not gonna get flagged by your competitors. You're gonna get flagged by just people because you're making them so mad. Like your ads, they're not even grammatically correct. You've got these ridiculous prices. They're very hard to read. You've got multiple keywords, which is like a bullseye for Craigslist to flag. There's just piles of things wrong with these ads. That's why you're having problems. It's not your competitors. I just want you to know that. It's definitely the ad. So, yeah, just watch those videos and then and just stick to the basics. Keep it very simple. All right. Don't try to be gimmicky. Don't try to trick people. Just keep it very simple and basic, and you're going to get your ads to stick better. Okay. Any last questions, guys? Carl says, Dave, can I say a few words into my mic, see if it works? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. I'd love to hear you on the group chat, so that would be definitely better.
Hi, Dave. Can anybody hear me?
It's kind of quiet, but I can hear you.
Okay. I'll talk louder. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay, just one quick question. How many Facebook ads should we have and how many groups?
Like I said, we post about 3 to 5 a day. So what you want to do is join like 2 or 3 groups every day and build up this nice collection of groups, and then just kind of rotate your postings, 3 ads in 3 different groups, then 3 ads the next day in 3 other groups, and then 3 ads the next day in 3 other groups. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But when do you stop putting more and more up? In other words, is there a certain number of ads you could say, okay, now I have 30 or now I have 50, different groups. I'm going to stop putting more up every day. Is there a limit?
Well, how many you post before you say you're going to stop?
Yeah. Like I have ads in about 17 of them right now.
But just don't overpost. Don't join 10 groups in a day because you can get blocked on Facebook for that. Just join 2 or 3, and don't post in like 10 groups a day because you might get reported like for overposting. You can usually get away with 3 to 5 a day, but if you can get away with more, then go for it.
Okay, thanks.
So I mean, it depends. Some areas it's a little bit harder because there's not as many groups. So that's one of the tricky things. But if you've got tons of groups, I mean, the more the better. So if you can post in 4 or 5 a day and get away with it, then hell yeah, that's even going to get you even more calls. Let's see. All right, one last question. Steven says, how do you get back into it after some time away? Well, here's where an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. You don't ever stop. Okay, so I can't unfortunately give you a good solid answer to that question right now. What I can tell you is don't make that same mistake again. For everybody else on this group chat, I don't know if you know who Ty Lopez is, but Ty Lopez is a multimillionaire investor. And he said to me in person while we were at a conference in LA, I was on the stage, we went out to lunch with Ty, and I was talking to him about my stores, and he says, you don't ever turn off the faucet. He said, a lot of entrepreneurs always stop doing one thing to try doing another. He says, you don't ever do that because sometimes the faucet doesn't come back on or it doesn't come back strong. So don't ever stop. We had another group course member here that stopped flipping phones to try drop shipping for a little bit. Then he realized drop shipping was kind of bullshit and he didn't really make that much money on it. And then he went back to flipping phones, and it took him 3 months to get back to where he was before. You know, had he just stuck with the flipping phones instead of looking at the shiny object syndrome, I mean, he was making $3,000 to $4,000 a month profit flipping phones, and he stopped cold turkey and started doing drop shipping. Then, like, he was only doing $200 a month drop shipping, and he cut off his phone business completely. Don't ever do that, guys. Biggest mistake you ever make. So unfortunately, you've already made the bad mistake by, if you haven't been doing it hard, don't do that again. Just, you're going to have to really work hard to kind of get back into the groove and, like, you know, start placing lots of ads, get those Craigslist ads going, get your customers. Sometimes you'll never get the customers back. If you stop and you don't answer their phone calls as much and then you go, they may never call you again because they realize you're like a fly-by-nighter or you're wishy-washy. I've made that mistake in the past with business. So try not to do that. The person who's consistent in what they do always gets ahead. Very important. So, you know, it's almost like you go into the gym, you stop working out for 6 months, and then you try to get back into the gym. It's going to take you like a year to get back in the same shape you were 6 months if you stop for that long. You know, same thing in business. So, sorry, I don't have a more pleasant, positive answer for you on that one, unfortunately. But just start getting back to the basics. Post 2-3 ads a day on Craigslist. Post 3 to 5 ads on Facebook. I mean, you know all the basic stuff to do. So get back into hit the basics hard and set some goals. Get fired up again, and this time to give yourself some newfound excitement to make it a little easier. Try learning a new technique or experimenting a little bit so that it makes it a little more fun to get back into it. You're probably bored as hell of the basics. So maybe try to do something to make it a little more fun to get back into it. Do stuff. Also,
like what? What exactly do you mean by? Well, I mean, this little bundled thing in my arms is the reason why I had to stop. But what exactly? Because I know all the basics. You're right, and I mean, I post a lot more than 3 to 5 ads a day. Well, actually, what I do is I post at the beginning of the week, and then I bump them throughout the week. So I actually post 35 ads every Monday, go through, bump most of them every day if they haven't been commented on. And then I was trying the marketplace, but that's just, it's stupid. I mean, I saw somebody ask about that. It's not worth it. I mean, it took me a month to get an ad to stick in the marketplace. It is not worth it at all. Yeah. But I didn't want to get back to Craigslist because I think everything else is slowing down right now. And I didn't fully turn it off because I still replied to messages. It's just I wasn't able to actually go and meet anything. So I replied, but people didn't accept my offers. So I didn't stop doing it, but
you kill the momentum that way though, because you start losing referrals, you start losing customers. See, one of the things I teach at the boot camp is what's called the lifetime value of the customer. I break down how much a customer is worth, and if you lose them, how much money you're really losing. It'll blow your mind. You want to throw up after I tell you that. But if you want to come to the boot camp, I'll teach you all those principles. I teach a lot of serious business principles at the boot camp too, about running like a legitimate store and things like that, and how important it is. You can't be losing your customers because that's your bread and butter. You know they're worth way more than a Craigslist ad. But guys, I gotta wrap it up. It's 9:35. I gotta get going, unfortunately, right now. So we can chat some more next week. And if you guys are interested in the boot camp, let me know. I'll do a post on how many other people we get. Maybe by the end of the month, I'll do one or something like that. So, all right, guys, you have a great night, and thanks again for coming on the chat. If you guys like these chats and this is really helping it out, and try to get some other people on this chat and motivate people. Also, I haven't been seeing as many testimonials lately. I see people buying all these phones, but I'd love to get some testimonials posted in the group and in my free group. It helps me a lot. So if like you guys really benefit from these chats and like you're starting to get results, please tell people about them. That would really make a big difference and helps me out as well and gets me energized. When I put a lot of effort into helping you guys, if you reward me with the testimonial, then I continue to put more effort and help you because I'm getting something out of it as well, if that makes sense.
Hey, Dave.
Yep.
I have a quick question. So should we hit like a certain benchmark before we make a testimonial, or just if we feel like it's really, even if we just made like $500 so far, hypothetically, and then
look, it depends on where you're at. Like if you were really struggling, you never made that much money before, you never had a business, and then you made $500 and you've only been in the course a couple months, you knew nothing about phones, you were nervous, and this helped you out. That's a great testimonial, because there's a lot of people that are nervous to take this course. that lack a lot of skills. They don't know anything about phones. So to them, they'd be thrilled to make $500. Then there's people that do know a lot about phones, and then someone posts in the course that they made $10,000 a month. That's great too, but not everybody is going to be motivated by that $10,000 testimonial, because people don't even believe they'll ever be able to hit that. They don't even think they can hit $1,000 in a month. You know, so like a testimonial like yours, Eric, would be great, because, you know, it'll help me motivate the people who are really scared or the real beginners and stuff like that.
Okay,
and you can keep giving me testimonials. You hit 500, give me a testimonial. Give me a testimonial when you hit 2,000, and when you hit 10,000, give me a testimonial. You know, that's, Josh Rico.
I'm pretty sure I made more than that.
Josh Rico has given me like 9 testimonials so far, and he's up to 10,000 a month. So
yeah.
Michelle gave me like 5, and she's at like 9,000.
Okay, doesn't need to be anything special. Just what's on your mind and what the course has done for us.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, guys. I really got to go, though. So Carl says, Dave, where do we see most of your recent course videos? Carl, I'm not sure. The most recent ones? What do you mean? Just scroll to the group if there's anything I posted. I'm making some new course videos now, but I haven't really released them yet. I've got a brand new course. I just released a beginner course, and I posted that in the group. You get that free. You can just download it. So you can go check that out if you want. Just download that new course I have. It's some eBay beginner basics, but it might be basic. It seems like you're doing okay, Carl. It might be too basic for you. But I'm going to replay. I'll post a replay of the group chats in the group. But, okay, guys, I got to get going. So I'll talk to you later. And, again, good luck to everybody. We'll see you later.